before I tell you a few details about the film you have seen, I will tell you generally that whatever I did or do in the film business, I owe to my mentor, who was the director, Vittorio De Sica. And Vittorio De Sica told me three things, which I, of course, apply to this film as well as I apply to every of my films. The first is that if I use actors, the actors must be right for the part, and it shouldn't bother me whether they are known box office-wise or not, but they should be such in their roles that the audience has an easiness to put themselves into the roles of the film he portrays. The second rule is to always shoot at the place where the action takes place. And this I have done in all my films. Sky Above, Mud Below was shot in New Guinea, The Garden of Finzi-Contini in Ferrara, Black and White in Color in Mali, Dangerous Moose in Geneva and Paris, American Dream in Minnesota, and One Day in September with material from London and from Germany and from about 24 other archives in the world. The last rule is for me the most significant one. He told me that if you are a filmmaker, you have to believe in what you do. And if you believe in what you do, you have to realize that if you don't believe in what you do, nobody else can be expected to believe it. So as a result, you absolutely have to stick to your belief and not be impressed by whatever advice or comments you get on the project. I have followed this rule from the beginning to the end, I believe without false modesty, successfully, because practically every film I made was done against the advice I received, and I never listened to it. Sky Above, Mud Below did not have a distributor at all, and when I finally found somebody after it won the Oscar in New York, he only had a cinema and no money. And he told me that he will try to bring it out. And it actually happens, and this will interest you, those of you who do documentary films, that of all films I made, and I think I made 15, Sky Above, Mud Below, the first one, still remains by far the most popular one, financially, which is interesting because nobody believed in it. And we are not talking about that, we are talking about One Day in September, but it was one of those films where I felt the audience would go for it, and it went for it in a big way. We don't know how long you have here the patience to listen to my comments, but every film has its story, and the success of Sky Above, Mud Below is something very special because it was totally unexpected. Finzi-Contini, which is considered a cult film, was rejected by 31 distributors until it won the Oscar and great American reviews. And I finally found a cinema plaza in New York, which made the following deal with me on Finzi-Contini. The first 14 weeks, it's in writing, first 14 weeks, we do one ad the first day and nothing else. If it plays more than 14 weeks, we will do the regular campaign. And it played, I think, I remember well, 26 weeks. In any event, it was a big success. And it was voted, I think, 3 years ago by 4,000 film journalists all over the world as one of the 100 best films ever made. When I was asked by CNN my comment to this fantastic success, I said that this success is not due to me, or not due to the director, nor due to the film, but to the Film Academy in Hollywood, because without the Oscar, nobody would have seen the film. The next one, Black and White in Color, had a special story, which is perhaps interesting to those of you who learn editing. It is a film done with a director whom I discovered, Jean-Jacques Hano, who is today by far the most successful and most respected French director. And he was, we were, for financial reasons, obligated to do the film in a way that we had to pre-sell France. And the French distributor wanted to cut it within 6 weeks and bring it out quickly. My experience is that apart from scripting, the most important thing in filming is editing, because it gives the rhythm. And they didn't listen to me, and they brought it out in 15 cinemas in Paris, and it grossed in the first week 3,500 people saw it. It was a sheer catastrophe. So Jean-Jacques Hano, I remember, because I kept it, sent me a cable. At that time, we didn't use emails. And he said, it's all yours now. I'm going back to do commercials, because it's such a flop. I didn't believe in it, that it is a flop. And I have the friend I brought from Zurich, who is here, just became a lawyer. She's a member of the city council in Zurich. She is very stubborn, she said, and it's true. And I'm stubborn too, because I believe in what I do. So I was never impressed with the flop in Paris. And I went to Paris and took a very good editor, and I worked for 8 months on the editing of the film. 8 full months. Now the story is the same, and the actors are the same, and the music is the same, and the dialogue is the same, and yet the film became different through editing, which shows you enormous importance of editing. So not only it became important, so the new editing, it won the Oscar. It won the Oscar against, at the time, a film which was done in Cuba by Wim Wenders. And he was furious about the Academy and about me, and he said it's only, I don't know what, it's unjustified because his film made $20 million and my film was not known. So obviously my response was very easy, that the Academy is not choosing films by the by the box office value, but by the quality. In any event, like this was also Dangerous Moves, American Dream, and One Day in September. One Day in September is really due to the Academy that it became an important documentary for anybody who is interested in documentaries, because